What's up, everyone? My name is Q with Neon Owl. We're at the DnD Rec party, sitting down with Truth and Lies. Thank you for sitting down with us. How are you guys doing?
Thanks for having us.
Awesome. So this year, I believe it's your 10th year of starting the project. Is that true?
It is, yeah. We started Truth and Lies 2014. We were not making house music for many years. We were making like trap, Latin house, like all sorts of different stuff. And then we started making deep house. And finally in COVID in 2020, we like wrote our first tech house tune, and that really like stuck for us. That's the lane that we've been in ever since.
Yeah. Congratulations on your 10th year.
Thank you, man.
How would you describe your progress? It's been a long journey. Do you think it was a somewhat steady one, or were there breakthrough moments?
I feel like it was like a lot of, when you learn something, you're going up and down, you just have these ebbs and flows. I believe now we're on the way up a lot more, but it took us a while, It's like anything, you try to get good at some kind of skill or some kind of thing, you just make it happen.
There's definitely been moments that we felt, like we're coasting, and some moments that we felt like we're going up. And I think that's just the ups and downs of the industry and career in general.
Ups and downs.
Yeah.
I know that Discovery project was one of your breakthrough moments. I think it was back in 2017.
That was
It was
2017.
exactly today.
Oh, wow.
2017, yeah, I got a notification on Facebook.
Damn,
That's so
crazy.
big.
Yeah, that's really weird. I had no idea. That's funny.
Yeah.
So after that breakthrough moment, would you guys have any memorable moments that you feel like that upgraded your
I feel
skill
like
set?
that definitely helped put us on the map. Like we had some releases before that, and like we were doing stuff in Deep House, but that was like our first festival, and that was the first time that we like had content that people were like, oh shit, these guys are playing festivals now. Maybe we should pay a little slightly more attention to like listen to 2 tracks instead of 1. Yeah.
So looking back, it's been a long journey. Could you share about any toughest moments that you guys had?
Toughest moments.
I think it was tough making that switch. We were kind of like playing a lot of tech house and shows, but we weren't writing very much tech house. And we were kind of in this moment where we didn't know what to do. And at the time, our current manager was looking for a label. And he sent a bunch of these, he's like, I don't know what you guys are doing. Like, it's like there's a direction here. So we took like 6 months off and really focused. And that's when COVID hit, and we really started thriving after that. Yeah. It was nice to have that time to do that, because in some ways COVID was bad for people. But for us, it was good for us to like figure out our direction and really hit the ground running and go do what we want to do.
And even as recently as this year, like we did our first national tour last year. We wrote no music during the tour.
Right.
So going into this year, we were super behind on records. We had to like take 2 months to just like write 8 to 9 records, and then now they're slowly coming out. But slow start to the year for us. Like we've had a lot of shows, but it's part of the industry.
6 just this weekend. So
6 just this weekend. So yeah, we're catching up on shows, but we're not doing with releases yet.
So speaking of tours, I know it's like an amazing opportunity to meet with friends and fans. Do you guys have any burnout moments? Touring a lot, traveling, doing festivals?
I haven't yet. There's been times that I'm like, damn, I really wish I was in bed right now. But we generally like don't drink a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't do drugs really. Like, so I go to the gym when I'm traveling. It's like that really makes a big difference. Like before, when I was just drinking every single night,
Right.
I was not like in good spirits during these shows. So started taking care of ourselves this year, and that's helped quite a bit, I think. Yeah.
I agree. I think the thing was learning how to pace yourself for the kind of shows. In the fall when we played, I think we played like 26 or 7 days total in the fall. It was like every weekend was a marathon, so it's just like we had to do that and just fly. Like, I don't like drinking and flying at all.
Oh, wow. Respectful.
Getting and flying hungover is like definitely nice.
We also both work during the week, so it was like every day work, and then every weekend right to shows, and then like at night after work we write music or whatever. So it was like it's just going. Yeah.
You mean work outside of music?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, we
wow.
live in Manhattan, so unless you have like 5 jobs, it's very difficult to pay your rent.
One of my questions was going to be asking about how you guys felt at the moment when you were doing maybe music part-time to going full-time, but I guess you guys are still...
So I do part-time work. It works for me because I'm very much able to work my schedule around Truth and Lies stuff. But yeah, I mean, I would love to be able to do music full time this year. That's definitely the goal. That's definitely the goal.
I would agree. I think this year is the year we can find the lives.
Yeah, you know, it's two of us, so our bills are doubled, our flights are doubled.
Right.
But it also means we could put out twice the amount of work.
Right.
So it balances out.
You guys have to be very disciplined to juggle all that.
That's a relatively new thing. I wouldn't give us too much credit. Yeah, no, I mean, and even now, we're not like fully disciplined. Like, there's still stuff that we should be getting done that takes too long, or like we procrastinate. But I'm only human.
With one body.
What's one
One thing we did is we started trying to schedule some stuff so that we know we're going to have meetings on certain days. You know, on Mondays, that's our recovery day. Like, we're flying back Sunday, we can recover on Monday. And then we schedule Tuesday through Thursday. And have to have a show Friday or Thursday. But it is. We had to be with this one. It took a long time to get there.
Once you have passion for something, I guess that's what drives you guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
You do what you got to do.
So going back to when you guys met, what were your impressions of each other, and were they true?
Damn, this is so long ago. I don't even remember this. We met in what, 2012? Yeah, so I worked in a record store in Manhattan with someone that he was throwing parties with. I was 19 at the time. So like they invited me to play and I couldn't even go because I couldn't get into the club. So I had to like go in while it was a restaurant still and then like hang out upstairs and like chill on the side. And then we all started throwing parties together. So we were in Manhattan and we were throwing like really low budget, like black light body paint parties that were super ratchet and fun. And that's kind of how we started. So we started off throwing events together, and that's really how we bonded. I have no idea what my first memory with Brian is because that was 12 years ago now.
Yeah,
I've smoked a lot of weed since then. So.
I think we actually initially met at a house party in the Heights.
It was in the Heights.
Yeah, with actually
yes.
with John and Jordan.
And we both DJed.
Yeah, and I remember that.
We played Boombaton at the time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was Boombaton era.
You guys done everything.
It was all like one
Yeah.
time. Oh, everything,
Yeah, everything.
dude. We played everything. Yeah, we've been around for a minute.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
old.
No, it was a house party, and it was like I don't even remember. I got really drunk. That's why I remember.
I just remember being behind the decks, and then I tried to smoke a cigarette, and then I got yelled at. That's what I remember about that part.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
12 years ago.
It sounds at least memorable in that way.
Fuck it.
So talking about the different genres you've done and going back to tech house, as you know, is a very popular genre. A lot of people are doing it. It takes a lot to stand out in the crowd, I believe. And what do you think is your sound that differentiates between other people?
I'd say the two elements that make us stand out the most would be our bass lines and drums.
I
Drums are super aggressive, always like loud as hell, crunchy, just like up in your face. And our bass lines are like probably less chill than most people. Like halfway, I'd say our music is firmly tech house, but like our bass lines can verge onto bass house territory. So we got some of that energy. We like to do vibes. We love to sample, so we love Spanish music. We sample reggae, hip hop. I mean everything. Like no two of our songs sound the same. So I don't know. There's not really a concise thread. It's kind of just like whatever the hell we want to make. At the time we're gonna make.
Everyone's gonna say, I know that's true in my strap, even though it doesn't sound like it. There's just that something about it. So if you don't hear someone else's music, I hear like our Martin Icon track. I know it's
I know it.
track.
Right. Sid track. I know Sid track immediately.
That's the goal. Our goal was to do that. And like we started writing before, we did like deep house, which was just kind of copying people. And then we started out doing like trap and future bass, and like Boombaton, just from copying people. It wasn't actually like figuring out your sound. And I think that's like the hardest thing to do. Once you get that though, that's when things start to really click.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that all the different experiences and different genres really helped you guys build your
It
thing.
definitely did. I mean, like, right in the Moonbaton and the Latin track and all that stuff, that definitely, like, jump-started it. But then when we started writing the deep house, that's where we got really into it. We were doing remixes for, like, Sam Belt and stuff, so we weren't, like, big, but we had done a couple cool things. And then we realized, like, the music that we were DJing out at parties wasn't the music that we were making. So we were, like, playing out tech house because it's more interesting to play. And then they're like, we should probably make some of this. So Yeah, we went into Tech House with the 8 years of knowledge already. So it's not like we went into COVID completely fresh and people were like, "Oh, you came out of nowhere." No, we've been around for a while. We knew Ableton, etc. Yeah.
Yeah, that explains a lot. Outside of music, what makes you guys happy?
I mean, honestly, I love being at home now. Now that we're trying to drive it, being at home. My wife and I, my wife's at home. It's great seeing her around there. We have a puppy.
Oh, okay.
Absolute crackhead. He's 9 months old. She's 60 pounds. As soon as I come home, she jumps on me and pees on me. It's great. I love it. I love it.
Happy to being at home. What about you?
Same. I have my animals at home. I mean, I absolutely love traveling. So right now, touring is making me very happy. I haven't traveled a lot. Like I have family in South America that I go to see, but I've never traveled the U.S. extensively.
Oh.
So this last tour we did was my first time in a lot of cool cities and states. So definitely got to enjoy that. But there's not a lot of time off this year, so not a lot of
Job
time
and touring and producing.
Yeah, much, yeah.
And I'm kind of the opposite, actually. I've traveled a lot in the States, but I mean, Toronto was our first international show. It's also the first time I've ever really been out of the country.
No.
It's crazy. It's totally different background.
Yeah, we had our first out of country show last weekend in Canada.
Congrats,
It's
guys.
awesome. I can't wait to go back. So
Oh, it's so much fun.
so fire.
Are the crowd actually very kind?
That is not a made up thing.
Oh,
It is
okay.
so true. Like everybody's so chill. Everybody's so polite. I was kind of expecting it to be like not exactly. Like, I was expecting it to kind of be a continuation of New York, and no, it's
Oh.
its own vibe. It's so chill. I had such a good time. I want to go back for sure.
Except the
You
one
guys
lady in
should.
the airport who was like just completely blocking the way and ignoring us.
Yeah, well, some people were there. What you did?
Yep, we all good all the way. So we are Nianao. We're an artist development and charity platform. So we work with a lot of up and coming artists. So if you could go back in time and give yourself some advices when you're starting out, what would those be?
Don't neglect social media. Yeah, we told ourselves that we could be successful firmly based on writing music. And maybe you can, but that's the long route. You definitely, in this day and age, you got to focus on socials as well. It's just as important as making music, if not more, right now.
Yeah, and I mean, when we started, social media wasn't as important, and it was, we're not, we're all on a little older side of like not in the TikTok generation. So like now we're having to really focus. So I would agree 100%. Focus on social media.
Focus on your branding, yeah.
Branding.
Now all that matters. You have to stand out somehow. I mean, music's not enough anymore.
Just sending a record to a record label and having them release it doesn't guarantee anything anymore. I mean, maybe you'll get some ears on it, but it's not going to be that catalyst to the next step, in my opinion. Unless you're like, signing your first ever track to Black Book, you're popping off, But for most people, it's a slow and steady thing. You build up your catalog and you just keep going until somebody recognizes you.
Right. I feel like a lot of new artists are kind of afraid of showing themselves and everything, but
Yeah,
it's a
I think you
necessary.
just have to find your lane, and that takes a minute. Everybody is different. Some people are more personable and able to do the social media thing. Some people are more studio rats and they just want to make their music. And some people don't even like to talk about music on socials. So some people, that's all they talk about. So
Right.
it's like, you find your lane, you stick with it, you build.
Finding your voice
Yeah.
is the most important thing, I think, with that.
With music and outside of music,
Yeah,
right?
of course.
So, would there be any shows or releases that you guys could talk about that your fans could expect from the new?
Yeah, we have one coming out in 2 weeks.
Can't say much about it
Can't
yet.
say much about
Okay.
it. It's our first release of the year. We have 9 records that we have sitting on, all ready to come out. We're going to be dropping over the next year. So we actually wrote all of our music for the year. So
Oh, wow.
we're going to be focusing on touring and focusing on socials this year. And obviously we'll be writing music. We can't ever not write music. That's what we love to do. But trying to focus on expanding the brand, both musically and otherwise, like bringing live instruments back in, expanding the socials. Yeah, we're both instrumentalists too. So we want to see how we could, expand this a little bit in a unique way.
Amazing. Looking forward to those 9 tracks that are sitting there.
I'll send them to you.
Oh,
Yeah, you
yes,
give us your
please.
feedback.
Please, I'd
You're a
love
DJ,
to.
you can play them out.
That's an honor.
There you go.
Yeah. So that'd be a wrap. Thank you so much for sitting us down here.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much
Thank you
for
so much
having
for
us.
having us.
Of course, we'll be partying at your set.
Let's go.
10 minutes. Let's go.
Let's go.
And bass up the track a little